What's up, y'all? Keith Docks here with W.K.D Construction, and welcome to my channel. We are here inside of the Melton Farm project, and man, it's getting close. We are working on the inside, just getting tile in and all the nice finishing stuff. And but today on this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to make a distressed beam opening, cased opening. I used to say not really cased opening, but it's a faux beam opening. I have done some faux beams in the past. We actually installed them in the ceiling on two different houses. One for, both for good friends of mine. One is Mr. Josh Simmons out of Paris, Tennessee. And the other one is Randall French out of Paris, Tennessee. And I do actually have the video where we made the rustic beams for Randall's house. And I'll put a link right here if you'd like to see how we did that and installed them on a ceiling, a vaulted ceiling. These are very cost effective if you don't have the budget to have real rustic beams, get at a barn or something or whatever, or even new, but very cost effective. I just used some number 2 spruce and we just beat the fire out of it. Use flapper wheel, sawzall, nails, chain, whatever, just something to beat the fire out of it. Distressed it, stained it, sanded it, cleared it, 2 coats of clear. We did miter the corners. You do miter the corners if you want that natural beam look, because if you just square butted your stuff together, you're going to see that raw edge when you're looking at it. So if you do 45 it, it is definitely going to it's definitely going to look more like a solid beam, even though it's not. But I did use my lamello to clip all my 45-degree angles together, and it turned out great. Very good tool. Pretty expensive, high as a cat's ass, but but it works fantastic, and I use it all the time. So let's get at it. We're gonna get started. I think I'm gonna build the sides first. 3 pieces. We'll use the lamello, probably just the Tenso, the lamello P2, Zeta P2, to make my outside miter corners. I want to build a trimmed opening that kind of looks like a solid beam, I guess you could say. And then we're gonna distress it and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna, like I said, it'll be 3 sides, miter on each corner, and then I'll use the lamello and we'll snap the pieces together, glue it, let it set, and then I'll just slide it over the wall. I'm just going to use some inexpensive wood. This is just if I don't hit the wall, just a 1x8. Just some number 2 pine, or number 2 fir, I guess you could say, spruce. So, fairly inexpensive, not a big deal. I've done a couple ceiling beams with that kind of wood, and it turns out good. It's got the knots in it, so it kind of looks a little rusted. But I'm going to take the laser, give me a benchmark on each wall, mark that. That way I know what to cut my legs, and that way I'll know the top of my header beam will be level. So this is just basically, I can use a laser, measure with my tape measure instead of trying to fool and use the level across the top. Like I said, I'm going to build the legs first, the sides. I'm going to give me a little slack. I'm going to drop it down off the header. It is a header. We do have trusses, but it still could sag just a hair over time. So I want to keep that casing, the beam down below that header a little bit, and that way, which I'll use some shims in there, but I just don't want to butt it tight in there in case it does have a little belly to it. I can adjust it with some shims easier than trying to just use the beam. So I'm going to drop it down about 1.5 inches in between the bottom of the beam and the LVL header. That'll give me, by the time I put my bottom on there, that'll give me 3/4 inches, maybe 3/4, 5/8 inch difference in between the beam and the LVL beam. I'll get it out here in a minute. Top of my beam will basically be about right there, 7 1/4 to here, and then I can measure my leg. Know that I need 90 7/8. And then since I'm on a slab, I can go ahead and measure over there off my benchmark, and I'll know what exactly is level. My concrete's liable to be a little Humpty Dumpty dance, if you know what I'm saying. 46 3/8. I just gotta go to my benchmark over here. Put it on 46 3/8. So this side is 91 and this side is 90 7/8. So an 1/8 inch difference on the concrete, which is pretty dang good. I've got 3 pieces per side ripped. 2 have got 1 single bevel, and the bottom, of course, has a double bevel on it. I'll get the lamello and we'll start getting these things lined out and put them together. Well, if you've been watching my channel at all, you know that I do like the lamello P2 Zeta P2 system, the P system. But you got your little clips, which just slide in there. And now that we've got a miter on both sides, now we got our pieces. Just simply line it up. There we go. Snaps together. Of course, we'll have glue on there. Hold it nice and tight. But that's it. Now we won't have to nail the piss out of the edge to keep that joint tight while the glue dries. I got all my male and female slots done on all 3 sides, or both on this one and 1 on each on the other one. So now I'll just take my clips and do a female on one side and a male on the other. Just go all the way down through there. Little glue. And clogged up. There you go.
Let's snap these together. They won't have to have no help. There we go. I think it takes a minute. There we go, look at that. Hold it while the glue dries. So those clips have, I think they're 25 pounds of pressure per piece, you know, that hold them together. So so you're not having to use a nail to hold it till the glue dries. So it'd be just less nailing is all it gets down to. A lot cleaner look, but this doesn't really matter. I just wanted to use them because we're gonna beat the fire out of it, sand it and everything. We're gonna distress it really good. So that edge ain't really gonna matter anyhow, but I wanted to use something where it wouldn't spread apart over time. Like the glue. Overall, pretty good. Well, I've got my other side glued. Now this will go a little easier, a little smoother. Just kidding. Ha! Let me get a different plan going. Listen, that is tough. Hey. Good night. Not the easiest to do, mate. I'll just cut some blocks. I'm gonna put in there, and I'll take a clamp and clamp that face to make it a little tighter. there's one ready to go. I'll get to working on the other one and get ready to start gluing it up. I'm building this other beam and kind of having a little trouble yesterday. But every pack of the tensile clips come with these little, I don't even know what they're called. I guess they're little spreaders. Got a little tool. Put it on there. But it just made my installation about 100 times easier. Where's that? There we go. You just put it in there and then you just pop it in the clip. I'll show you. So I guess it just spreads the clip just a little bit to make it easier to get your joint started. That was way easier. We are on the last beam, the large beam, which will go across the top, building it exactly the same way. I'm just going to leave the middle a little short, that way when I put it up, the beams, the top piece will go over the side pieces. That way the beam will look like it's setting on top of the vertical post. So that's why I left these square right here. That way that joint will be setting pretty tight. I can actually use maybe we might use a lamello in there too. Might have to do a cam lock, but we can do something to make that fasten. While me and Jimmy are working on the beam, Brent and Steve are over here buttoning the siding up. We already have all of the zip system range screen is installed, 16-inch on centers, or 16 1/8 is actually how it ended up being. Looking good. We just got that poured this morning. They stamped it with what looks like old timbers, wood look. So we'll get that washed off here in a day or two, sealed up, and it will look like $1,000,000 doll hairs. Hold it up to it a little bit. Okay. I'll line mine up and start from my end, work your way that way. All right. That's what you want to hear, is a pop.
weird these last two are.
Good. Now it is time to de-stress the beams. Take your stress out on the beams. De-stress yourself. We're just gonna take something and beat the hell out of it. I've got a flapper wheel, painter's tool, channel locks, hammer, some chain, probably use a sawzall, and just whatever. Just kind of just gnarly it up. And once you stain it, those gnarly little holes and everything you put in there will kind of be brought out with the stain. It'll kind of be dark. So yeah, so let's de-stress ourselves. So I just took probably 120, just kind of sanded over the whole thing. That way we kind of get some of those, just so it'll stain better, it'll be a little more even. Soften some of those rough edges. You don't want to cut your hand or nothing. All the beams are made. We've got them all distressed, and Jimmy's putting some stain on there. We're using Early American by Minwax. That was the closest stain I could find to match the floor, which the floor is hickory. This is just a spruce, and so species are different, so you're gonna have that little different color change, but as long as you keep it in the same tone, you should be pretty good. And this is the tone of the floor, so that's what we chose and that's what we went with. And then, well, these are going to dry, and we are going to put 2 coats of polyacrylic clear by Minwax as well. I do like the Minwax. Of course, it's local. I can buy it pretty much everywhere where I'm at, and it's always done good for me. It is installation day, and so we got our pieces ready to be installed. And this right here, I did do a lamello cam lock right here where this beam will butt up underneath there. That way I can, once we put it in there, I can turn it, and it holds these two together. I'm not going to glue the joint. I think I'll just let it set instead of gluing it together. But yeah, lamello, the lamello for the win. I got a remote for it. Works pretty good. Let's go put yours in. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Get it to where? Are you on your line? Before we push it up?
Alright. Well, you can come back my way, like, oh, there you go.
Go on up, push it on up. Good. Pretty decent?
Yep.
Alright, that should be good. Just make the secret piece under this.
GoPro, stop recording.
My vertical beam here is going to be setting into the opening a little bit, so I just put some blocking. Use a couple Craig screws just to kind of hold it that way so nobody comes around the corner and kicks it and moves it out of the way. I just made it 4 9/16 to match the width of the drywall to drywall. I got the laser set up how we want it, and we'll just, I think I'm just going to use trim screws instead of using nails. If anything ever happen or something, floor come out, we could actually just unscrew it, take it out, and not usually, you know, not have to fool with nails. Pull down if need be. Is it good? Is it tight? Heck yeah. Cam locks for the win. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna use trim headed screws, GRK trim head screws, and just fasten in through there. You're not really gonna see the nail head or the hole, and then we can putty it if we need be. So make sure your jamb is kind of square with your floor too, because you don't want to, a lot of times you run into places and you'll see the jamb is all out of whack. Looks horrible. Beautiful. Check it out, Lamello has, when you use the cam locks, they got these little hole plugs that covers up your Allen wrench hole, access hole. You can get them in different colors. They got a bunch of different colors. I just got brown. I mean, it's close. I mean, it's not gonna stick out like a sore thumb, but pretty simple. Get your hole right there. Put a plug and go. Then if you ever had to remove it, it's not gonna be puttied. You just slip that out and get your Allen wrench and turn it. Well, the baseboard is pieced back in. And the other day, we did do a dry test run the other day, dry fit it. I did put the level across there, and it is level. Of course, I used the laser and our benchmarks to make it, but just to check it before we nailed it on, it is level across the top. And Jimmy's getting the caulking on. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a quick little peek up close. Turned out cool though, man. And I hid a little Easter egg here on the beams. If you come up through here, you can see. Oh, SM, that's not it. There's still some more.
But you know how you get an old beam somewhere, you see people done been carving on it? LDC and then LWC. I did not tell Miss Susan that I was going to do that, but they're very special and dear to Miss Susan. LDC and LWC, that's her mom and daddy, Miss Laura Dean and Mr. Lloyd Wayne Clayton. So I know she would really like that, since we are on the farm, and you know, just give them a little some more love, like the pantry door. But the SM, that is super special. That was her son, Mr. Sonny Melton. So if y'all ever heard about the Las Vegas shooting back in 2017, you know, from the MGM, I think it was the MGM Grand, but anyway, the concert goers, and he fired upon them, and actually Sonny was the first one to be announced dead that night. So very, very just tragic, just unbelievable. And another unbelievable thing is I was building their house. I was building him and his wife's house, lake house here in Big Sandy. Her name was Heather, or her name is Heather. But yeah, just, oh man, just unbelievable. We had about a month to go before we finished the house. And yeah, tragedy just freaking just strikes, man. And it was just horrible. Just, oh man, it's so sad after that. And you want to go to work. But I knew Miss Susan would really like that, and just kind of, like I said, just kind of a little Easter egg, just to just to give Sonny and her mom and daddy some love, and make this really just make it a very, very personal touch that I thought that I just needed to do. So that's it. That's why I did it. All right, that's it. That's how we built and installed some faux rustic beams for this opening here at the Melton Farm project. Definitely come back after you watch this video. Come back, because we still got a lot of cool stuff. We got tile, like I said, the master shower tile we have got to install. We're going to use Curdy board. I did a cultured marble shower pan, very easy. Love it. No tile in the floor, no grout to clean. So got that. Stone columns on the front porch, and then of course we got the cabinets coming. So we are coming to a head, and but everything we got coming is cool. It's nice stuff. So come back and watch. So once again, I'm Keith Dykes. This was the rustic beam rough opening. That's a mouthful. Thanks for watching, and as always, got it, coach.